Hello, everybody, and welcome to ListenABLE. ListenABLE with a little bit of a difference this week. It's a very special episode with a very special guest and a very special announcement. Usually on ListenABLE...
Is this special?
It's very special.
Oh, is it?
Have you not picked up the fact that it's special yet?
Sounds pretty cool.
It's very special. I've mentioned special a lot. It's a big adjective. So last year, we did an episode of ListenABLE Kids.
We did. Went off.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Everyone loved it.
Kyra interviewed Bo and Enzo, and people just loved it. People thought it was amazing. And the reason that we did that was we didn't want to interview kids with disability or young adults with disability ourselves. Let other young adults talk to each other and have open and honest conversations about what's actually going on in their life in this day and age.
Pass the mic.
Yeah, we did.
It's important to pass the mic, you know?
It is.
It's not all about us.
So we're excited to announce a very special announcement. ListenABLE Kids is coming back.
It is.
It is.
Is this because I'm no good and you need an actual proper
We need
host?
to pass the mic.
Yeah, cool.
And here's a better announcement. ListenABLE Kids is coming back next week.
What?
Yep. But who to host?
As a one-off?
Well, I mean, at least it's going to be an annual. Maybe it's a biannual.
Ooh, I like it.
Of course, Kyra did an incredible job hosting last year and the last time, but we put an audition out, actually. We said on our Facebook and Instagram, are you a young adult or a kid identifying with disability who wants to come and host this show? And we had like 20 or 30 video messages of these legends wanting to be part of it. 10
of those were mine, actually, just in
but there was somebody.
disguise. I was like,
that was you?
hello.
Hard to disguise your voice.
My name is Darren.
But there was one person who we got DM'd about. We got DM'd about before this person had put an application in 4 times. And then on the comments underneath the ListenABLE Kids post, there was at least 6 people tagging at Emily J. Pryor. Is that right, Emily? Is it J. Pryor?
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, my God, I'm guessing we've got Emily here with us now.
Guess what? We're announcing the next host of ListenABLE Kids is with us, Emily Pryor.
Congratulations, Em. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. It's great. I'm so excited to, do this. Yeah.
Has this always been something that you've wanted to do?
Well, yeah, I think podcast, I love just talking to people about, things, and I think it would just be great, and I'm just really excited to have this experience.
Now, Emily, for people who don't follow you or aren't DMing us about you, can you please tell everyone who you are, what you'd love to do, your age, and where you are right now?
So, I'm Emily Pryor. I'm 16 years old, and I have cerebral palsy, and I'm a disability advocate, and I'm from Perth.
From Perth, if you don't know where that is, if you're listening internationally, it's
in Western Australia.
Yeah, it's on the far west.
Do you know a quick fact about Perth? I only found this out the other day. Of course, living there, Emily, this is known to you. The most separated or distanced capital city in the world.
From another capital city.
Yeah.
We love Perth. Hey, Emily, what you say you're an advocate. What kind of stuff do you get involved in? What do you do?
So I've done a couple of acting things here and there, and like modeling for, clothing brands, just advertising, and showing people that I'm no different from everybody else. That you should be proud of your disability and who you are.
Absolutely. Now, Emily, you've been quite modest, modeling for big brands, but also on the ABC, acting alongside Australian legends of TV like Roger Corser. This is some big acting gigs. You're a big deal. So we're very, very thankful to have you on. A question for you about me looking at your Instagram, alongside there, your pinned post is you acting with Roger. You're also doing some brand deals, some influencing here and there. You're doing some beautiful quotes, really great content. But I noticed that you have, or at least online, seem to have a really good relationship with your doctors, GPs, physicians, physio. Is that the case in real life? And do you, how do you build that relationship with your doctors, having to see them so often, that you've got such a great relationship that you take photos and celebrate them?
Well, yes, it is true. Well, I think now, as I've gotten older, before it was kind of like my mum and like my parents deciding, what's best for me. But as I've gotten older, I actually sent out, when we were looking for physios and OTs, I actually sent out little interviews and was like, right, I want this person and I want it for this, this, and this. So I sent it out, and then I did a little interview with them and basically decided if I wanted them to become like my OT or physio or something like that. So I think as I've gotten older, I've just kind of, decided who I wanted to be a part of my team Emily, as we like to call it. And yeah, just getting to build a good relationship with them and, doing what I want to do and those kind of goals and everything like that. So
This is going to be light work interviewing for ListenABLE. She's interviewed bloody OTs and doctors.
Hey, that's right. Not with podcasts, but just in general. You're an interview specialist.
Emily, you've had your disability since birth, the same as me. How has your journey been to become proud of your disability and proud of the person that you are?
So I think I've always known that I was different from other kids. And I think from a young age, I was like, yeah, I know I'm different. And then, it wasn't really up until I started realizing that, I wasn't seeing myself being represented. And so I wanted to get out there and just show everyone that it's okay to be different and just, be really proud of who I am. Because mum, I've always known to just be really proud of myself, and everyone's just been like, yeah, just it's a disability, you should love it. And because I guess it's a part of me, it's what I've always known. So yeah, I just kind of have to get out there and show people that it's not a tragedy, and it's just a part of who I am.
It's a great statement, Emily, and I actually perfectly lines up with a question that I wrote for you this morning, which is, who best represents you and disability for you in the media, on TV, in books, authors, artistry? Because we're kind of speaking about our current generation, and I'm lucky enough to stand next to Dylan and watch the impact that he's had. But Dylan is this generation. You had people that lifted you up on their shoulders that represented you, even though a lack of representation back in the day. But who is that person that Emily Pryor looks to for representation in your current generation?
Well, I think a lot now that I'm on social media, I have it's been able to, connect me to a lot of people. And as I've gotten older, I've had mentors. Obviously, watching the Paralympics and stuff that's really helped me to just be like, oh wow, they're doing all this cool stuff, and they're disabled, they're winning gold medals and all sorts of things. So I think it's just really, as I've gotten older, I've realized that there's all these cool people out there that are just like me, and I just now look up to them, and it's really great.
How are you feeling about this new gig that you've got? How are you feeling about taking the reins and hosting ListenABLE? Because obviously the current hosts are pretty impressive, pretty average. So how are you feeling about it?
I'm a little nervous, but I think it's just will be a great experience. And if I want to go into doing stuff in the media or, as I get older, I think it will just be a great experience for me. And yeah, I love talking to people. So it's right up my alley, I guess.
That's good. We've actually Angus and I have a boss. Her name's Amelia. She's the boss of the podcast. She's looking at us right now going, you two are in trouble.
Yeah,
basically.
Big trouble. We've been warned.
We've been warned that you might actually take our jobs. Why do you think it's important to get more kids' voices with disability out there in the world?
I think because we want people to know that having a disability is not a bad thing, and we want people to listen to us. So by getting our voices out there, it's from us, and they can really understand and learn more about disability, become more educated. I think kids need like people to, you know, look up to, and yeah, and that's what I do because I want like kids to, you know, be like, oh wow, there's like all these people, and like, oh look, she has AFOs, oh look, she's in a wheelchair, like that was a real turning point for me when I started kind of my Instagram account, is when I started getting reactions from parents and kids like, oh, this has really helped me feel comfortable, you know, with my disability, and yeah, just becoming more confident.
We're going to wrap this up because people are going to hear more of your story on the next episode of ListenABLE Kids. But, you know, a little bit of tiny bit of advice, or at least some encouragement from you. Of course, you are the host of ListenABLE Kids, and you will be interviewing the guests of the show, and there are multiple. But we do want to hear your story as well. So please feel free that this isn't, you know, you're not just the person asking the questions. We really do want to hear conversations between you guys about your lived experience. We haven't even gotten to the fact that you've got a twin sister who, you know, who has a disability, but slightly different, and how you both got your learner's test, but you had to go through more hurdles to get accepted into we want to hear all these stories. So please, Emily, it's your show. You do with what you want. On the next episode of ListenABLE, make sure you are following, subscribed wherever you're listening or watching this, on Spotify, Google, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, because next Monday you do not want to miss when this drops at 5:01 Australian Eastern Standard Time. I think like 1 o'clock in WA time or 2 a.m. over there, but sleep in. Don't premiere with it, Emily. But we're looking forward to next Monday hearing the stories that you share with other ListenABLE young adults and teens and kids. So thank you very much for doing this. We can't wait to see you absolutely smash it.
Good on you, Emily.
Thanks for having me, guys. That was awesome.